Imagine a world where all your favorite characters, like from totally different stories, suddenly had to share the same stage, the same destiny.
Right. For years, that was just a dream for comic book fans, wasn't it?
Totally. Just a whisper for filmmakers. This idea of, truly interwoven stories where heroes from separate sagas could actually team up. It felt way too big for the screen.
Impossible.
But then in 2012, one movie just went for it. And, well, it changed everything. Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show where we take your sources, peel back the layers, and really dig into the fascinating details tailored just for you.
And today, we're diving deep into a real cinematic game changer, Marvel's The Avengers.
Yeah, this wasn't just another blockbuster. It was this huge gamble, meticulously planned, the culmination of years of setup.
A true phenomenon. It completely redefined how Hollywood even thought about shared universes. It showed audiences were ready for something huge, something connected.
So we're going to unpack why this film still feels so monumental. What actually went into assembling Earth's mightiest heroes.
And maybe what lessons it offered beyond just filmmaking. About unity, maybe.
Exactly. Our mission today, sift through the development, the high-stakes production, how people reacted, its lasting impact.
We're going to pull out the key details, the surprising facts, everything that shows why it was such a groundbreaking success and why it still matters.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So what's really fascinating, I think, is how far back this whole vision goes and just the sheer nerve it took.
Right. We're talking Marvel Studios, April 2005. They get this massive loan, what was it, $525 million from Merrill Lynch.
Yeah, and the key thing is this wasn't just seed money for a couple of movies.
Oh.
It was this unprecedented bet on an entire intellectual property ecosystem, convincing Wall Street to back a long-term interconnected content strategy. That was the real magic trick.
Betting the whole company, essentially.
Pretty much, building this cohesive universe from the ground up with this massive crossover film as the ultimate goal. It was patient, it was precise, and it kind of showed that maybe spreading the risk across a shared universe could actually work better than just banking on single movies.
That level of foresight is just incredible. They weren't just thinking about the next film.
No, they were playing the long game. 5, 6 movies ahead, setting up this grand experiment.
And part of that was the whole Avengers initiative thing, right?
Exactly. That wasn't just a cool movie title. It was baked into the universe itself.
Like an in-world program.
Yeah, designed to bring together these extraordinary people for, threats too big for any one hero. It gave SHIELD, Nick Fury's group, a clear reason within their own story for doing all this recruiting.
It makes sense narratively then, and this long-term planning, it even went into the distribution deals. That sounds complicated.
Oh, yeah. Very strategic. Initially, Paramount had the deal for 5 Marvel films, including The Avengers.
Right, I remember seeing their logo.
But then, as things got bigger, Disney saw the potential. They stepped in.
Big time. They bought the distribution rights for Avengers and Iron Man 3 for, at least $115 million?
A huge investment. Gave Disney full control over marketing this massive thing.
But Paramount still got credit.
That's the interesting part. Paramount kept marquee credit, their logo was still prominent, and they even got an 8% cut of the box office.
Wow, okay. So, a complex deal reflecting how valuable this whole project was becoming.
Exactly. It wasn't just a simple buyout. It showed the kind of sophisticated financial strategy going on behind the scenes. They were building the whole framework, not just the movies.
And you could see that framework being built in the movies leading up to it.
Absolutely. Those 5 films before, Avengers, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, they were all essential pieces.
Yeah, individual stories, sure, but also parts of this bigger puzzle.
They introduced the heroes, their worlds, their tones.
So different, too. Iron Man's tech world, Thor's cosmic mythology, Cap's period piece origin.
Right. Distinct, but always with those little teases, those hints that they all existed in the same reality.
That connective tissue. Which was mostly Nick Fury, wasn't it? Samuel L. Jackson popping up everywhere.
He was the glue. Showing up in those post-credits scenes, recruiting people. It wasn't just a fun cameo.
No, it felt deliberate. Like he was the orchestrator.
Totally. He signed that famous 9-picture deal, ensuring he'd be there, guiding things, letting the audience know something huge was coming.
It's easy to forget just how many moving parts there were. All these characters, these plot lines.
And then trying to bring it all together, that fell to the director, Joss Whedon.
Right. Zach Penn wrote an early draft way back in 2007.
But when Whedon came on in April 2010, He wasn't just directing, he was rewriting significantly.
And wasn't his reaction kind of blunt? Like he basically said the script wasn't working.
Pretty much. Reports say he told Marvel they didn't have anything and needed to pretend this draft never happened.
Wow. That's bold.
But it shows his commitment, right? He felt Penn's draft missed the character connections, the dialogue, the spark between them.
The Whedon touch.
Exactly. So he kind of started from scratch. His whole philosophy was, these people shouldn't be in the same room, let alone on the same team. And that is the definition of family.
That's perfect. And that really comes through. The bickering, the clashing egos.
That became the heart of it, didn't it? Not just perfect heroes, but flawed people trying and often failing to work together. It made them relatable.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the action. It was about them arguing in the lab, you know?
And that focus allowed for some really interesting what-ifs during development, too.
Like what?
Well, when Scarlett Johansson's involvement was iffy for a bit, Whedon actually wrote a whole chunk of script starring the Wasp.
No way. The Wasp. Who would have played her?
Apparently, they even considered Zooey Deschanel. Imagine that version.
That's wild. Shows how much things could shift.
And get this, they were worried Loki alone wouldn't be enough of a threat.
Really? Hiddleston was amazing.
He was, but they were taking on, all the heroes, so they actually considered adding a second villain, Ezekiel Stane.
Obadiah Stane's son from Iron Man.
Yeah. Just shows the kind of problem-solving and adaptability needed on a project this massive and interconnected. Things were constantly evolving.
But the most mind-blowing thing, for me, is when they started filming.
Oh, yeah. Before Thor or Captain America were even out.
Can you imagine the pressure?
Yeah.
Kevin Feige basically said they were all in. What if people hated Thor? Or thought Loki was silly?
Or didn't buy Cap being frozen in ice? They were already deep into production on this huge, expensive movie. No turning back.
That's not just a financial gamble. It's a massive creative leap of faith, betting that audiences would just go with gods and super soldiers.
You can feel that all-in energy in the film, I think. The stakes feel real. It shows this incredible belief in the plan.
Okay, so the plan's in motion, the pieces are there, and the spark that ignites the whole thing is Loki.
And Tom Hiddleston's portrayal is just fantastic. It's not just about power for Loki, is it?
No, it feels deeper, like this intense jealousy of Thor.
Exactly. And this, desperate need for self-respect, which he thinks conquering Earth will give him. Hiddleston talked about that unlimited power will give him self-respect, plus that spiritual desolation.
That makes him so much more interesting than just a standard bad guy. He's kind of tragic in his own messed up way.
Definitely. And his plan involves that pact he makes with the other.
Who's representing Thanos, right?
Oh, yeah.
That big purple guy teased later.
Yep. The other promises Loki the Chitauri alien army.
In exchange for the Tesseract.
Which immediately tells you the scope is way bigger than just Earth now. We're going cosmic.
And the Tesseract itself turns out to be the Space Stone. This crazy, powerful energy cube.
Which Loki steals from that SHIELD facility, the one they filmed at the NASA Plumbrook station, remember?
Oh, right. Adds that touch of realism.
And he uses his scepter, which secretly holds the Mind Stone, to brainwash Dr. Selvig.
Thor's scientist buddy.
And Hawkeye, Clint Barton, gives him the brains and the muscle he needs to kickstart the invasion.
Okay, so Loki's got his MacGuffin and his minions.
Yeah.
SHIELD has to react.
Fury reactivates the Avengers initiative. Time for the recruitment drive.
Which is such a great sequence. Black Widow goes to Kolkata to get Bruce Banner.
For his gamma expertise to track the Tesseract.
Coulson goes to see Tony Stark, gets the usual Stark runaround.
Yeah. And Fury himself recruits Cap, who's still looking lost in the modern world, feeling lonely.
Each little scene tells you so much about where they are mentally before they even meet.
And sets up the friction perfectly. Because when they do meet, oh boy.
Yeah, sparks fly immediately. Stark's flash and cynicism versus Rogers' old school duty and honor.
Total opposites, polar opposites, as Chris Evans said, representing different ideals.
And Banner. He's the wild card.
Yeah.
Ruffalo called him the loose cannon, the teammate nobody's sure they want.
Like a grenade in the middle of the group, that built-in conflict is just as important as the external threat.
We see that play out in Stuttgart, right. Loki causes the distraction.
So Hawkeye can steal the iridium needed for the portal stabilizer?
In Cap, Widow, and Iron Man try to stop Loki together for the first time. And it's messy.
Clunky. They're powerful, but they are not a team yet.
And then Thor drops in. Literally.
Transported by Odin's magic, yeah. He just wants to grab Loki and go home.
Which leads to that awesome fight in the woods. Iron Man versus Thor versus Cap.
Total chaos. It perfectly shows off their power, but also how much they don't work together yet. It proves Whedon's point they shouldn't be in the same room.
So much ego on display.
Absolutely. It shows the audience just how far they have to go to become, well, the Avengers.
Okay, so after the fight, Loki gets captured. They take him to the helicarrier.
To that special Hulk-proof cage. And Thor explains the bigger plan, the Chitauri invasion.
But even then, the team isn't unified. They start getting suspicious of SHIELD.
Stark hacks their system, Cap does some digging,
And they find Phase 2.
which is SHIELD's secret plan to build weapons using the Tesseract in response to threats like the Destroyer from Thor.
Whoa. So the good guys are building weapons based on the thing the bad guys stole.
Exactly. It raises huge ethical questions. Can they trust SHIELD? It causes this massive argument, exposes all their differences and mistrust. The internal conflict ramps way up.
And right when they're at each other's throats, bam! Attack on the helicarrier.
Loki's contingency plan. Hawkeye leads the assault, cripples an engine, the ship starts falling. Total chaos.
Which is the trigger for Banner.
Hulk out, rampaging through the ship. That fight with Thor in the engine room, intense.
And him chasing Black Widow.
So tense.
That whole sequence is the crucible, isn't it? Pushes everyone to their limit.
And Widow gets her moment with Hawkeye.
Right. She doesn't just beat him up. She uses their history, breaks the mind control, shows her skill isn't just fighting.
And then Coulson.
Ah, yeah. Loki escapes, stabs Coulson, throws Thor out of the ship. Coulson's death. That hit hard. Apparently, it almost got the film an R rating initially.
Really?
And Fury uses it masterfully, maybe manipulatively. Those bloody Captain America trading cards.
He died. That's not the point.
Huh.
Oh, man. It's the catalyst, the thing that finally shocks them out of their bickering, gives them something to avenge.
Okay, now they're a team. Or at least they're ready to be, just in time for the invasion.
Loki and Selvig get to Stark Tower, fire up the Tesseract.
And that giant blue portal opens over New York City.
And the Chitauri just pour out. The scale is insane, those Leviathans. It felt genuinely overwhelming.
Stark tries to talk Loki down first, classic Stark. But nope, full-on invasion.
And then the money shot.
The 360 pan. Iron Man, Cap, Thor, Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, all together. Finally.
Years of buildup paying off right there. They descend, ready to fight as one.
And Cap takes charge, right? He starts calling the shots.
He does. He's the strategist, not the strongest maybe, but he sees the battlefield, directing Iron Man, setting up Hawkeye with shield bounces. He becomes the captain.
What's crucial, turns them from individuals into an actual fighting force.
And Hulk. He finally gets to let loose.
Oh yeah, smashing the Leviathan with one punch.
And the Loki moment.
Mm.
Puny God. Just perfect.
It was pure catharsis. All that pent-up rage Banner carries, finally directed at the right target. And it was funny. Ruffalo nailed it.
That motion capture really brought so much character to the Hulk this time. He felt like Ruffalo, just huge and green and angry.
Meanwhile, Widow figures out how to close the portal.
Selvig, freed from mind control, tells her Loki's scepter is the key. It's not just about smashing things. They need a precise solution.
But then the politicians interfere. The World Security Council.
They panic, decide to nuke Manhattan to stop the invasion, sacrifice the city to save, well, whatever they think they're saving.
Horrifying decision, and Iron Man sees it coming.
And makes the play, intercepts the missile, flies it straight up through the portal.
Into the Chitauri mothership, knowing he's probably not coming back.
It's his defining moment, the ultimate sacrifice, completing that arc from selfish billionaire to selfless hero.
And just as he falls back through, unconscious,
Hulk catches him. Such a great visual. Shows that bond they've formed.
Widow closes the portal with the scepter. Invasion over. Earth saved.
Phew. For now.
Yeah, the aftermath is quick. Thor takes Loki and the Tesseract back to Asgard.
Cosmic justice.
And the Avengers.
Yeah.
They just kind of go their separate ways. But with the understanding they'll come back if needed.
Leaves the door wide open, which leads us to the legacy, how they actually made this thing.
The production sounds like a huge undertaking. Filming everywhere. Albuquerque, Cleveland.
Yep. Cleveland doubled for New York for a lot of the big battle. East 9th Street became 42nd Street. Amazing transformation.
They used that NASA Plumbrook station in Ohio too, right? For the SHIELD pace.
And Public Square in Cleveland was Stuttgart, Germany. They even used real Army Reserve soldiers for the battle scenes to make it feel authentic.
The attention to detail. What about the look of the film? It felt different.
Cinematographer Seamus McGarvey made some interesting choices. He used a 1.85 1.1 aspect ratio.
Which is less wide than usual for a blockbuster.
Right. He did it to keep characters like Hulk and Black Widow framed well together, despite the height difference. Made them feel like they occupied the same space.
What?
And they used those Arri Alexa digital cameras for a more visceral and naturalistic look, not trying to make it look like a comic book panel, but something more grounded. Even use smaller DSLRs for some action shots.
And the effects, I mean, over 2,200 VFX shots. That's insane.
14 companies worked on it. ILM was the lead, though. They did the helicarrier, which felt so real and massive.
And digitally recreating huge chunks of New York.
10 city blocks, built digitally, but based on tons of real aerial footage and photos to make it feel authentic and, crucially, destructible.
And Hulk, obviously. ILM really nailed him this time.
Using Ruffalo's motion capture right there on set was key, capturing his expressions, his movements. Jeff White at ILM said they wanted to make him spectacular, really incorporate Ruffalo's look into the Hulk.
You could feel it. It wasn't just CGI. It felt like Banner's rage made manifest.
And Weta Digital even did some work animating Iron Man in the forest fight. Method Design did those cool end credits. And Alan Silvestri's score.
Yeah, the music felt instantly iconic. Whedon called it old-fashioned, but in a good way.
Gave it that epic feel. The marketing buzz for this was also off the chart.
Oh, yeah. Comic-Con went nuts every year leading up to it, and the trailers broke records.
Like 10 million downloads in 24 hours for the first one, then 13.7 million for the second. Just showed the insane level of anticipation.
It wasn't just a movie. It was an event.
And the promotional partners. Acura making custom cars, Dr. Pepper, Hershey, Visa. They apparently got around $100 million in marketing support from partners.
Wow. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
No escaping it. Though Disney skipped the fast food tie-ins.
Yeah, interesting brand strategy there. No Avengers Happy Meals.
They did tie in comics, though.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be a big console game.
There was, but it got canceled when the publisher shut down the developer. Shame. We got mobile games later, though.
So all that hype, did the critics buy it?
Overwhelmingly, yes. 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics loved Whedon's script, the balance of action and character, the witty dialogue.
And the humanity of the heroes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Metacritic gave it a solid 69, generally favorable, and audiences. A rare A+ cinema score. People loved it.
Ruffalo got singled out a lot, didn't he, as the Hulk?
Yeah, called a revelation. Brought this scruffy warmth and humor to Banner Hulk. Downey Jr. was praised for his usual brilliance, and Evans for nailing Cap's quiet conflict.
Were there any criticisms?
Some found the story a bit familiar, maybe the pace a little frantic in places, but those were pretty minor complaints overall.
And the box office. Just unbelievable.
A nominal doesn't even cover it. Over $1.5 billion worldwide. Third highest ever at the time. Highest grossing of 2012.
And the first Marvel movie to hit $1 billion.
In just 19 days. It paid back its $220 million budget in less than 2 weeks. Broke opening weekend records everywhere. It was a monster hit.
Got award nominations too, right, for effects?
Yep. Oscar nom for Best Visual Effects. Wins and noms at the Annies, BAFTAs, Critics' Choice. Empire Magazine put it on their 100 Greatest Movies list later. Its impact was huge.
And then there was that mid-credits scene.
Thanos. Just a quick glimpse, a smile. But it changed everything.
Yeah, suddenly everyone knew the invasion was just the beginning. There was something much bigger, much badder out there. Whedon loved Thanos, wanted to set up that cosmic scale.
Mission accomplished there.
And let's not forget the other post-credit scene, the shawarma.
Huh. So perfect. Apparently, they filmed it the day after the world premiere.
Seriously, they must have been exhausted.
That was the point. Whedon got the idea from just sitting silently with actors from Angel after a long shoot, too tired to talk. It's just the team, wiped out, eating silently.
And it actually made shawarma sales go up.
In several cities, yeah. Shows the film's weird, charming cultural reach.
So the Avengers basically set the stage for everything that followed in the MCU. All the sequels, Infinity War, Endgame.
And it popularized the whole shared universe concept for Hollywood. Everyone tried to copy it after that.
And that recent news about the cast redubbing it in Lakota, that's incredible.
Spearheaded by Ruffalo, a real commitment to cultural revitalization using the film's platform. Shows its ongoing significance.
So wrapping up, The Avengers was way more than just a movie, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. It was proof that this crazy, ambitious, interconnected storytelling gamble could work. Spectacle, character, humor. It set a new bar.
And it showed the power of these very different, flawed individuals coming together. learning to trust each other.
A masterclass in building a universe and delivering on the promise.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If Earth's mightiest heroes, these literal gods and super soldiers, had to put aside their egos and learn to collaborate to save the world,
What does that say about how we might tackle the big challenges we face? Maybe the answer isn't a single hero, but finding ways to work together despite our differences.
definitely something to think about. We really encourage you to go back and watch the Avengers again, maybe with some of this behind-the-scenes stuff in mind.
Or check out the other MCU films, see how it all evolved from this blueprint. What stood out to you from our dive today?
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, keep digging for knowledge.